Hello, friends, and welcome back to Movies, Munchies, and Moscato. I am Rhonda.
And I am Rochelle.
And we're just a couple of friends who love movies, television, and wine. So if that is something that interests you, please stick around and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Now it's time for movie and TV news and pulp culture discussion. Not too much happened these last 2 weeks, but first up we have Starz has picked up the drama series Three Women after it was dropped from Showtime. So this is based on a book of the same name, and it stars Shailene Woodley, Betty Gilpin, and DeWanda Wise, who, she was last in the last Jurassic World movie as the pilot. That's right. I was like, I know her from somewhere. I was just like, what's her name?
And that was DeWanda.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she was great.
So this is an intimate, haunting portrayal of American female desire in which three women are on a course to overturn their lives. So, okay, I don't have Starz, so I won't be able to watch this myself, but it sounds interesting.
Well, it does.
Then Michael B. Jordan will be taking Creed to Amazon for a couple of things. He's going to do a live-action TV series on a project centering on Adonis's daughter, Amara.
Wow.
And he hopes to do some other things over there too, but which weren't announced. But I think that's an interesting idea. I still need to see Creed 2 and 3, which I did notice that I can see 2 and 3, and I can see 1 and 2 on HBO Max now, which I'm like, oh yay! Or was it Amazon? One of the two I noticed.
Yeah.
Because before it wasn't available for free, they wanted you to pay, and now it's there again. So.
Well, good. So we can see 2 and 3 because I haven't seen 2 either.
So yeah, I need to go and watch 2, and then I'll be ready for 3.
Hey.
And then finally, John Bernthal is reprising his role as the Punisher in the new Daredevil Born Again series for Disney+. I'm happy to hear that. As you know, I watched all the Marvel shows, including the Punisher, and also including the original Daredevil, so I'm happy they're going to add him to the reboot, or whatever they're calling it. I don't know if it's a reboot. I feel like it's supposed to be more of a continuation, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
A continuation from...
the original series on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they've cast basically the same people, although they have recast a couple characters. So either that tells me they did that on purpose because of storyline, how they're going to go. Maybe this could be an alternative timeline. If you don't know, Marvel has introduced multiple timelines in their universe. So in the end, this could be, it's different because of that, or it's just not. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope for the best.
All right.
On this.
Well, keep us posted.
Especially with Disney being the ownership of this now and it not being how it was before on Netflix. I don't know how dark it can get. They were pretty dark shows before. I just don't know.
Really?
I just don't see them going as dark as before now that it's a Disney-owned property, but we'll see. Okay, so since we were out last week, we're going to go over what movies and TV shows were out last week as well as this week. So first up for last week, we have Scream 6. This is in theaters and stars Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega, Courtney Cox, and Hayden Panettiere. So 4 survivors of the Ghostface murders leave Woodsboro behind for a fresh start in New York City. However, they soon find themselves in a fight for their lives when a new killer embarks on a bloody rampage.
Uh-oh.
I'm all for this. As you know, I've seen all of them. I will be seeing this on Tuesday, so I can give a review of this for you guys next week.
Nice.
Then we have 65. This is also in theaters and stars Adam Driver. So after a catastrophic crash on an unknown planet, Pilot Mills quickly discovers he's actually stranded on Earth 65 million years ago. Now, with only one chance at a rescue, Mills and the only other survivor, Koa, must make their way across an unknown terrain riddled with dangerous prehistoric creatures.
Oh.
I'm ho-hum about this. I mean, the trailer looked okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
I remember we saw it, the trailer.
Yeah. I honestly haven't heard any really reviews on this, so I'm not sure how it's doing.
But it is out.
Yeah, it is out, so I don't know. It's not one I would see in theaters anyway. I would wait till I can watch it from the convenience of my home, just because it just wasn't seem like woohoo, like
maybe it's
say,
more of
Jurassic
a
Park
cinematic
movies.
type of show where you want to see it on the big screen.
Probably because it involves dinosaurs, but at the same time, it just
it was kind of
exciting.
It was almost. Wasn't it kind of paranormal-ish and dinosaur? It started out, I thought, was more paranormal, and then it kind of went into dinosaurs. So I don't.
I didn't get that vibe from it, but maybe.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Maybe because it's set in the future with more futuristic stuff. Maybe it seemed paranormal.
Yeah, it
Maybe
was
that's
like
what it was.
like right in the beginning because I thought, ooh, what's happening? Is this a? Because I was excited about being something paranormal, and then it was like prehistoric creatures. It's like, oh wow, woo, okay.
You're like, never mind.
I'm okay with that though, because you know me.
Right. That's true. Then we have Luther, The Fallen Son. This is a movie on Netflix and stars Idris Elba, Andy Serkis, and Cynthia Erivo. So a serial killer terrorizes London while disgraced detective John Luther sits behind bars. Haunted by his failure to capture the cyber psychopath who now taunts him, Luther decides to break out of prison to finish the job by any means necessary.
I have been wanting to watch this, and you know me, because I have like 400 movies to finish
Right.
watching. But this looks pretty good to me.
It looked good. My problem with it is that I don't know how lost I'd be because I never watched the series.
Oh, well, neither have I. So is that something we
Honestly,
need to
when
do?
I read the reading this, I was like, oh, so somewhere in the series ended with this man behind bars. I was like, oh, okay. Because, I mean, in the original series, he plays a police detective. So obviously, wherever it ended, he ended up in prison, which is interesting to me.
Right?
And maybe it won't be necessary. We just won't know his backstory, I'm guessing, if we did watch it without any...
So, is there a way to go back and watch this
Oh, yeah, the whole
series?
series is on Netflix. You
Oh.
can watch his whole... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
It was a BBC series originally, but yeah, it is on Netflix. You can watch.
Oh, it was
his past.
BBC? Okay.
And I want to say there was 3 or 4 seasons of it.
Oh, wow. That'd be a lot of...
Right. That's a lot to catch up on. Yes,
Yes.
that's true.
Okay.
So-
Gosh, I'm excited. I need some days off.
Well, they're coming to you.
Well, I
so
know.
there you go.
I know. And I did try the last time, but I keep getting interference. It drives me crazy.
Then we have You. This is season 4, part 2 on Netflix, starring Penn Badgley again. So again, this was just season 4 split into 2 parts. So it's just continuing on with where season 4 is, which I'll talk about because that is something I end up watching in my What We Watched part. Then we have Perry Mason, a series I actually completely forgot about. But season 2 was released on HBO Max, starring a returning Matthew Rhys. So this is a series I would like to watch. I'd honestly forgotten about it, so I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I want to say it must have come out maybe 2 years ago, the first one. I feel like there's been a long stretch between.
Well,
and
and-
you watched the whole thing, right?
No, I did.
That was one you just started but didn't finish?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it did. I was enjoying it,
Enjoy- okay.
so I liked it. And while you're there on HBO, you can watch Creed. It is on HBO,
Oh, yeah.
1 and 2. So
Yes, that's
because
true.
you were like wondering if it was on Amazon, maybe it's on Amazon as well, but you can watch it on HBO Max.
Oh, okay. Cool. Then finally from last week, Unprisoned. This is a new series on Hulu starring Kerry Washington and Delroy Lindo. So a messy but perfectionist relationship therapist and single mom's life is turned right side up when her dad gets out of prison and moves in with her and her teenage son. I think this looks cute. It's supposed to be a comedy / drama, so as they call it, I say a dramedy. And unlike normal Hulu series, all 10 episodes were released.
Oh, you're kidding.
It's not a weekly drop. So yes, so you can watch it at your leisure, which I appreciate from Hulu. So I do want to see that. So when I do, I will obviously give you guys an update.
Okay, looking forward to it.
And then for this week, we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods, or Shazam! Part 2. This is in theaters, starring Zachary Levi, Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, and Rachel Zegler. So bestowed with the powers of the gods, Billy Batson and his fellow foster kids are still learning how to juggle teenage life with their adult superhero alter egos. When a vengeful trio of ancient gods arrives on Earth in search of a magic stolen from them long ago, Shazam and his allies get thrust into a battle for their superpowers, their lives, and the fate of the world. I'm all about this. I really enjoyed the first movie. It was one of those surprise entertainment things for me where I went not expecting much, and I ended up being very...
Well, it was pretty funny, right? It was
it
quite
was
the
pretty.
comedy.
It was really funny, and it just had good... And the superhero part of it was good too, so I'll definitely will be seeing this.
Okay.
Then we have Inside. This is in theaters and stars William Dafoe. He is a high-end art thief who becomes trapped inside a luxury, high-tech penthouse in New York's Times Square after his heist doesn't go as planned. Locked inside with nothing but priceless works of art, he must use all his cunning and invention to survive.
Uh-oh.
It does look very intense. I mean, let's think.
It does. It's
let's
William
think
Dafoe.
Right. Let's think of like Phone Booth back in the day. I'm sure it's probably going for that type of vibe. It's crazy though they're in a house technically, but
On a penthouse at that.
all that's in there is art. There's no food. From the trailer, it looks like there's no food. Nothing. Like there's nothing for him to like live off of, or help him along. Just the art. So, yes, it looks very interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Then we have Shadow and Bone Season 2 on Netflix, starring your returning Ben Barnes, Jessie May Lee, and Archie Renault. So the story picks up with Alina, the Darkling, Kaz, and the Six of Crows just trying to basically get one up on each other in simplicity of that story, we'll just say. So Alina is trying to stop the Darkling. Kaz and the Six of Crows are just trying to get paid, but they'll help her in order to get paid. I mean, but it's a very entertaining story. I've never read the books, although watching the show kind of makes me want to.
Right. It's a great series, I think.
Yeah, so I think it'll be, I'm looking forward to watching that this weekend because I love it, and to see how it all comes together, because apparently the second season covers books 2 and 3 of the trilogy. So I don't see it going past this season unless they stretch it more, but we'll see how it ends and go from there. Then we have if I can say this right, Extrapolations. This is a new series on Apple TV and stars Kit Harington, from Game of Thrones.
Right.
Tobey Maguire, Edward Norton, and Meryl Streep. So in the near future, the effects of climate change have become embedded into people's everyday lives. 8 interwoven stories explore the intimate, life-changing choices that must be made when the planet is changing faster than the population. I meant to watch a trailer on this. I did not. Just because when I saw who was in it. So anyway, it sounds interesting. So I might have to just check it out. And Apple TV, as we know, has some good stuff. Then we have The Boston Strangler. This is a movie on Hulu and stars Keira Knightley and Carrie Coon. So reporter Loretta McLaughlin becomes the first person to connect a series of murders and break the story of the Boston Strangler. She and Jean Cole challenge the sexism of the early 1960s to report on the city's most notorious serial killer. So
I'm looking forward to that. I know you said it. You're not sure if it grabbed you, but yeah.
I guess my concern is the main focus them or the Strangler? And
yeah, I don't know.
I guess I have to wait and hear what you say, because just looking at it does look ho-hum, but maybe.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I will watch that and let you know. Okay. And how many series? Is it a series?
Oh, no, it's a movie.
It's just a movie.
Just
okay.
A straight 2-hour movie.
Yes, I can do that.
Right? Just a one and done.
Yes, I can do that.
One and done. And then finally for this week, we have Swarm. This is a new series on Amazon and stars Chloe Bailey, Damson Idris, and Dominique Fishback. So an obsessed Houston-based fan goes to increasingly violent lengths for their favorite R&B singer. This is supposed to be, which I saw the trailer looked crazy. It's like it's taking a stalker or a fan to like the next level. And apparently they who wrote this decided to think of how the most crazy obsessed Beyonce fan is and take it up.
Oh, no kidding.
The zillionth is where they went with this. So it's like part horror, part dark comedy. Yeah, it's just, so I'm interested just because it's like, okay. Let's see how crazy this can get. And I believe Chloe Bailey is playing the R&B singer, who she already is a singer. And then Damson Idris from that show Snowfall, I think, is playing the boyfriend. So I've never seen Dominic Fishback. I know she was in, it was that, the killing of, I can't remember the name of it. It was called Judas. The Killing is something from Judas. Oh, anyway, it had Lakeith Stanfield in it. Anyway.
The black. No, I'm thinking of Black Messiah, but it's Judas.
Yes,
is it
Judas and the Black Messiah?
Yeah,
Thank you. That was it. She was in that. Sorry.
All right, I started watching that show too. It was good.
Anyway, and she was playing the girlfriend of.
Okay.
Yes, so the main character. Anyway, this looks interesting, so I'm sure I'll watch it and I will let you know. Oh yeah, it's a series. Okay, it may take me a minute to watch it then. I was thinking it was a movie, but it's a series. So once I do get through that, and since it's on Amazon, they're back and forth lately about if they release them all at once or one at a time. So if it's a weekly series, I won't report on this, honestly, until I get probably at least halfway through it. So I will let you know.
Yay.
You know what we have been watching these past 2 weeks? So for me, I went and saw Cocaine Bear in theaters. And I really enjoyed it. I will say it was a mixture of emotions. I went with my good friend Missy, and we both were talking about it, and it was like we were up and down. It's like we were laughing, but then we were horror-stricken. I don't think I realized, even from the trailers, how much horror honestly would be involved in this, how gory it would be, and violent, I guess. And so it was like I said, 1 minute you're laughing, and the next minute they're being attacked, and they're being attacked in the most horrific ways. You're just like, oh my God.
Oh.
And there were some jump scares in there. It's been a while since something's gotten me in a movie in this way. So I mean, in that way, it was very good. Like I said, it was just, honestly, it was a roller coaster of emotions. I haven't watched something like that in a very long time. But overall, I did enjoy it. I credit Elizabeth Banks, who's the director of this. This is only the second thing she directed after Charlie's Angels, wasn't the greatest, so I thought she did a very good job with it. Honestly, in a lot of the parts, I couldn't tell between what was fake and real in terms of the bear. So I appreciate it, because I heard it was they used a real bear for certain scenes. They used CGI for certain scenes. They also used a person in a bear suit for certain scenes, is what I heard. So, and honestly, most of that I could not tell what was what. So,
that's good.
Yes, it ended up being a very good job.
See, I just can't watch it because I can't. I know that it was a real story,
right?
But it just breaks my heart that a beautiful, magnificent animal like that would have this happen to them. So I don't know, and that's just me. Being
right.
the animal lover I am, I just don't want to see anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
even though it's coming from the point of like they're not harming it, it's harming everybody.
Yes,
else.
I don't care about that. But he's on
he's on the drugs.
On the drugs, which is this, a bear would not typically do that. It just doesn't. They just don't do that.
Oh,
so
yeah,
anyway.
no.
So of course it's because of people once again. But anyway, so I can't bring myself to watch it. But you thought it was funny in parts?
I did. Yes, I was surprised how actually funny it was. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I would give this honestly 4 wine corks out of 5. So I do recommend you give it a whirl. I've noticed already you actually can buy it and watch it at home without going to theaters, which is very early for this.
Oh, wow.
It just came out, but yeah, I noticed that. I was like, I can already
it's
watch
like
this on
$20.
demand.
So
yeah,
right?
It's true. It's expensive, but I was just surprised how quickly you could watch it at home. Anyway. So 4 wine corks again out of 5 for me on that.
Okay.
Then I watched You Season 4 Part 2 on Netflix. Oh, you guys, obviously without giving too much away here, Joe, it went in a direction I wasn't expecting. I can honestly say I disliked the ending of this season. I did not like it. I'm hoping that it hasn't been renewed yet for season 5, but I'm hoping if it is, that it will be the last season and it has some good closure for Joe, because Joe has gotten away with so much, and in the ways it just something needs to be done. Just like, I've enjoyed him. I mean, obviously, I've enjoyed watching. And weirdly enough, you felt empathy for him on and off throughout these past 4 seasons, but the craziness that went on in this season, especially in part 2, was out of control. So all I can say is that yes, it was it was entertaining. Didn't like the ending. For part 2, I would probably give it 3 wine corks for part 2. I think I gave it 4 for part 1. So overall, I guess we should split the difference and say like 4.5 for the overall season. But yeah, I was seriously bugged by the ending. That's all I can say. If you out there watched it, I'm sure you know what I mean and you agree. Anyway, so we'll see where that goes. I know a lot happened, you guys.
I know that. I mean, I started watching it and I was definitely intrigued. But then I got some information about the second season and how he gets married, right? Or has a child.
Season 3, actually.
3. And that one just kind of turned me off. Why is that? Why does that turn me off? I don't know. Because he's a psychopath, right?
Yes. But if you know who he marries, it makes it okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I got to do it. Do it.
Yes. And then finally, I know I talked on this briefly when I just watched the first 2 episodes when the show started, but The Last of Us, Season 1 on HBO Max, it is now completely done. And I will say, I ended up really enjoying this series, even though it made me cry a lot. Whether it was from death, feelings of sadness, or just, just overall emotions because of what was happening. This show, a lot was going on. It's true it didn't have a lot of the infected, because they're not zombies, they're just infected people. They're not technically zombies anyway.
Right.
It didn't have a lot of infected people. It was mainly dealing with everyone's relationships to each other. It mainly dealt with Joe and Ellie's relationship, and then to those who they came across. And so I did like that. For the most part, as I was telling Rochelle, in this series as well, I liked the ending. There's this big debate on, Twitter and on the interwebs, as they say, about what happens in the end of the series and the choice Joe makes. I actually agree with what he chose. I don't agree with him lying about it.
Okay.
That's where my disconnect comes. I'm very irritated by that. It just seems very, very unnecessary. Except for, I guess, maybe that's going to be part of the driving story going into season 2.
Oh, probably. So it has been renewed, and we're
Yes,
good
it
to go
already
in a
has
second.
been renewed. Yeah, they don't expect it to come out, though, for about a year and a half to 2 years, which is unfortunate, before you get a season 2. And they said they basically want to do that based on the fact that, I guess there is a 2-year gap between games, and in order to age up Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie,
That makes sense.
a little bit. So I get it. At the same time, I don't think so. You could always do some type of. She's still. She's only supposed to be like 15 now, which means she's only supposed to be like 17 when she. I don't think it's that. And she's 19 in real life. I feel like it could still be doable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Without you having to actually wait.
How
for
old
her.
is she exactly?
She's 19 in real life.
She is, and she
Yes,
plays
with a 15-year-old
15,
in the show. So.
Yeah, she is. I think she's such a different looking actress that she, I think, is pretty diverse. Like, she could probably go either way. She could age up, she could age down, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah, I think so too.
What else has she been in? Because I've seen her in something else and I can't place it.
Just Game of Thrones. That was her.
Game
only
of
other show.
Thrones, that's
Yeah.
right.
And that was obviously back when she was
yes,
like
she
12,
was-
13.
She played that. Yes,
Yeah,
now
she
it all
played
makes sense.
Mormont. I forgot her first name, but Mormont. She was the young warrior queen of her
Yes.
region.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, she was great. So that's
So-
where I had seen her.
Yeah.
Oh, also she was in his Dark Materials.
Oh, okay. Never watched.
Yeah,
it. Okay.
yeah, she was in Dark Materials, his Dark Materials, which is
okay.
so good. Anyway, okay.
Okay, but that is what I watched these past 2 weeks.
Well, I am proud of you that you did, because I watched so many different things. That's how my brain works. What I did watch was the Murdaugh murders. You know how he was sentenced to life?
Mm-hmm.
And, but there's also another documentary on, on Netflix. And it is really good because it talks about the family from the youngster's point of view, from like Paul, who was his son that was killed. It talks about how his friends and how they saw him and how they saw his whole family, and just the things that had happened to them, in the times that they had known him. And it is so interesting. And I know there's another one also on Apple. So there are 2 of them that you can watch. And it's really good. I definitely, if you've watched this trial and know anything about it, I would watch the documentaries as well that go along with it. The other documentary I watched, also on Netflix, was the documentary about the Malaysia flight that went missing in 2014.
Oh, okay.
And kind of the conspiracy theories behind it, or because it's never been found. Supposedly they found pieces of it, but only one guy could find it, where others didn't. Mm-hmm. So there's all these theories out there, and and you have the scientists, you have the experts, and they all have conflicting ideas about what could have happened. Mm-hmm. It's really, really good. and it opened my eyes because I watched, kind of all that on the news about how that, where did it go? It just literally dropped out of the sky or dropped off the radar.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called MH370.
Oh, okay.
Or missing MH370. So, yeah, Malaysian flight 370. So definitely watch that. You know me and my documentaries.
Yes.
And then I just watched some random stuff. So nothing really to chat about.
Okay. All right. Well, some good ones. So the Oscars were this past Sunday, so we thought we, of course, should go over the winners in the 8 categories that we did predictions for.
We love this. This is like a game show.
So first up was Best Picture, and the winner for that was Everything Everywhere All at Once. I, of course, chose Top Gun, so I lost to that category.
Oh, I did pick it.
Oh, you did?
I
Okay.
did.
So one for you. Next was Best Director. The winner of that was Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I did not pick that.
I didn't. I picked Steven Spielberg.
Me
What did you
too.
pick? Okay. So see, we're...
Look at us.
So, yeah. Not very
Which
good.
I haven't even watched that yet, The Fablemans.
Oh, you haven't?
No. Have you?
Oh, actually, no. I didn't think there was anywhere for us to watch. I thought
Well, yeah, that we'll be able to see this. It's interesting how they do that. Maybe because that was a bit more popular. But I've seen The Banshees of Inisherin. So
Right, that's out for...
Yeah.
That had been out longer, though, technically, than The Fablemans.
maybe that's why.
So that's probably...
Okay.
Anyway. Then we have Best Lead Actor. So the winner, of course, was Brendan Fraser for The Whale. So I
did
got
pick
that one.
Yay!
Oh, you did? So
I
I
did.
kept thinking you picked Austin Butler.
Who?
But no.
No.
Who? You just said who?
I know. It's because I didn't pick him.
Well, that's funny, who? I'm like, only the other front runner. Like, what do you mean, who? Anyway.
Yay!
And then we had Best Lead Actress, which went to Michelle Yeoh for
I picked
Everything
her.
Everywhere All at Once, and I picked her as well.
Yay!
Then we have Best Supporting Actor, which went to Ki Hu Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, yeah, I didn't pick him.
I picked him as well. Who did you pick?
I picked Brendan Gleeson from The Banshees of Inisherin.
Okay, all right.
I was trying to give some love, spread it around.
Then we have Best Supporting Actress, which went to Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I know.
I picked Angela Bassett.
So did I.
So that was a thing. Oh, and before we move on, did you see how it's a big deal, I guess, how
Yes.
Angela reacted?
Yes.
Which I feel is like, everyone wants, most people are coming at her like she had a sour face. To me, she just looked sad. I don't think she looked like she was
Did
pissed.
she even say anything?
No, it was just that, you know how they have everyone, they're focused on everyone's reactions
Yes.
at that moment, and she just looked sad to me. People are coming at her saying that she looks, she's had a sour face. I'm like, no, people, she just looks sad.
Well, you know what?
And I get you're supposed to remain like, but
Stoic.
sometimes you just forget in a second, you know,
Yeah.
and then you're just like, well, you know, she had a sad face, people. She wasn't sour.
Yeah.
She's not mad at God. She knows how these things are. She's been doing this a long time.
Well,
She was
exactly.
just sad for a minute.
And I'm sure she was happy for Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just think that's how I was just irritated. I'm like, why are you coming on her like she's
Yeah,
like mad
I-
or something?
I
She's
agree.
not mad. She's just sad.
Yeah, I didn't hear the whole story on that. I thought she had come out and said, I should have won it and I should have been better. I mean, just from the weird
Oh
things
yeah,
that I've
no,
heard.
it was strictly that when the name was called and everyone's faces are on the screen, her face was just like, you could tell she was just like, but everyone's coming out like, she looks so sour faced. Why couldn't she show some grace? I'm like,
Oh, brother.
y'all, she looks sad, not mad. Like, give me a break.
Oh, brother.
Anyway, so yeah, she said nothing. It's like, anyway. So then we had Best Original Song, and the winner was Natu Natu from RRR.
I picked that one.
Okay, I picked Lift Me Up, so that was a negative for me. And then finally, we have Best Animated Feature, which was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, and that's
Yay.
what I also picked.
Me too.
So I got 4 out of 8, so I only got half of the categories. What about yourself?
Oh, well, let's see. I got 1. Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Of course, she wins again.
And
folks.
it's really odd to me. This
Wins
is
again.
the kind of game we need to play. Because this is the only one I can beat you at. I just think I watched. I just know the Oscars. I've been watching them so long.
Right.
So anyway,
that's probably true. Anyway, so neither of us actually watched the telecast. So other than, like I said, seeing stuff about it later, including, like I said, that reaction.
There's always got to be some scuttlebutt, doesn't there? There
really
always has to be something surrounding the Oscars.
Yeah, there really did. The other scuttlebutt was on the red carpet, how Hugh Grant was very rude to.
Was it Hugh Grant or was it?
Hugh Grant.
Was it?
It was. He was being interviewed by Ashley Graham.
Oh.
And I see it from both ways. He was rude. To me, he always comes across that way, though. Honestly,
he's British.
In interviews, I mean, his answers were very like, and then he obviously was annoyed with some of the questions she asked, as well as some of the he had said something about he feels like everything. It's like you're in this big Vanity Fair, and in her mind, she thought he was talking about the party Vanity Fair, and even I was like,
oops.
I could tell he was so annoyed. She didn't know when she said that. She was like, "Oh yeah, everyone goes to that party." And I'm like, "Oh girl, he is talking about the whole what you're doing here right now." Oh my God.
Well, didn't she ask him, "What are you wearing?" And he said, "A suit."
Yeah, and I was like, "Really you?" And that's the thing too. If you don't want to be interviewed, it's not like they're forced to.
Yeah, then don't.
He should have just kept walking, and that's the only thing. I was just like, "Dude, you didn't have to talk to her. You know this, right?"
Yeah. Well,
at the same time, I like it better when interviewers are more informed about things. It's like, it's like she didn't know that, and when she was like, "How is it being in Glass Onion?" It's true, he was in there for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So you could tell he was annoyed. He was asked about that when he's about his movie Dungeons and Dragons comes out in a week. Why didn't she ask him about that?
Yeah, why didn't she ask him about that?
But I'm guessing it's because she doesn't know about that, and it's unfortunate she wasn't just more prepared.
Who's she from?
She's a model, Ashley Graham. She's just a model.
But I mean, where
she was there on the behalf of ABC, I want to say, or Access Hollywood.
Well, it looks like they need to do some some rethinking when they're
right.
Or so just help her.
It's just unfortunate. So I can say from both sides. One, you just wish you could have been nicer, or just not talk to her. And two, I do think all people who are going to interview anyone, whether that's your normal profession or not, you need to know some things about who you're talking to.
Yep, I agree.
It's that's just common sense, but that's just me. Anyway, so those were our predictions.
You'd be a great interviewer, by the way.
Oh,
if
thanks.
anyone needs a really great interviewer, Rhonda would be the one.
Oh, okay.
And I can hold her microphone.
All right, so let's just try for that. That would be entertaining. Oh my Lord. And now for some movie trailer talk. So first up, we have Haunted Mansion. This, of course, is about the Haunted Mansion right at Disney World and Disneyland. Also a remake of the movie back in the day from the 90s that had Eddie Murphy. But in this iteration that's out July 25th, we have Lakeith Stanfield, Owen Wilson, Rosario Dawson, and Jamie Lee Curtis. This trailer wasn't good, in my opinion.
I agree.
It was very hectic.
Yes, I'm like, what is going on here?
You had no idea what was going on. The only thing I could say to its benefit is that the way it was shot was that it made me feel like I was on the ride. I felt like I was on the Omnimover moving through scenes.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can honestly say that was a good thing about this.
Well, and for
trailer.
people who haven't ever been and haven't
true.
ridden it, it's like, what does this even, what is going on here?
Yes.
So I was not impressed with the trailer.
No.
So
hopefully
I hope
when
they
it gets
do a
closer,
different one.
they'll do it that shows more of what the actual story is, and it doesn't seem as chaotic. Because this was I'm like, I feel like you may have just made this movie for no reason again.
Exactly.
People. If you're not going to do it better, we'll have to see about that. Okay, then we have Strays. This will be out June 9th and has the voices of Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, and Isla Fisher. This surprised me. I was laughing a lot at this trailer. I'm like, what? I wasn't expecting that. Basically, a very rated R, animal movie, live action animal movie,
with a lot of the F word. So it's not a children's movie.
No, but it looks very funny. I would definitely see this. I'll just say my favorite part of the trailer was when they all got some dope and.
Oh yeah.
Jamie Foxx, is he a bulldog?
Yes.
Anyway, he sees the mirror and he's just like, "What you looking at? Who's that?" stop it. What? You gonna search something? I was like, oh my God.
It was that whole paranoid thing.
It was just like, this is hilarious. And it was just like, and then it was like, oh, make that gnome your daddy. He's like, what? Well, that's weird.
Oh, yeah.
Hi,
Oh, my
Daddy.
gosh.
Nice to meet you.
That was so bad.
Like rubbing up against him. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, I would definitely see that. It just was very entertaining. It said not at all what I thought the
Yeah,
show
it
was going
wasn't-
to be. I was like, when the trailer started, I was like, what?
Yeah, please don't take your children. It's
No,
not one of those.
it's not. I mean, you're going to see the dogs and think, oh, cute, like Secret Life of Pets. No.
Uh-huh.
It is like Secret Life of Pets, but R-rated. Let's just say that.
There you go.
There you go.
And Will Ferrell is the main dog,
Yes,
maybe?
the main dog, yes.
Oh,
Anyway.
it broke my heart, though. See, there I go.
I know. He's like,
But I think it's so funny is they're going to get revenge. So.
right? He's like, we're gonna. Yes, I won't. Sorry, I won't say what they say they're gonna do.
Well,
to
you
him.
can all watch the trailer,
Yeah,
but that's
it
what we
was-
know.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean-
the D word.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna do. It's like okay. Anyway,
Yes, they
it's
are.
very funny.
Oh, man.
And then finally, we have To Catch a Killer on a complete 180 note. This will be out April 21st and stars Ben Mendelsohn, who I honestly haven't seen for a while since. Well, I've seen him since Bloodline. I'll just say that. But I've seen
Oh,
him.
yeah.
It's been a while. Anyway,
Yep.
and then Shailene Woodley. So
Well,
this
all of a
looks
sudden, she's
good.
out a few times.
I know,
now.
right? Right? Haven't seen her for a bit. Now she's coming back with a vengeance. Last big thing was Big Little Lies, just FYI. But
Yeah.
she's done things here and there.
Well,
this
and then
looks really good.
she's- What did we just say she was coming out in?
Oh, and a new series on
Yeah,
Stars.
there
That
you
yeah,
go. The
mhm.
Stars that
Yeah.
little women. Nope, 3 women.
3-1, yes. Mhm.
They may be little. We don't know.
Those actresses are not little, but
Okay.
so
All right. Well,
Anyway.
let's try to make a parallel there.
anyway, this looks really good. They're both playing. Well, he's playing a detective. She's playing a pretty new or on the beat cop, and they're gonna try and help each other catch a killer, as the title suggests. Actually, this does look good. Kind of like we're gonna try and lure the killer in
Right.
with someone who maybe thinks like him, gets where he's coming from, and hopefully that will have a resolution to the case. So I think it looks good.
Yeah.
This is one I would see as
Yeah,
well.
it's definitely up my alley for sure.
Right. I thought that I was watching. I'm like, oh, this is something we're showing.
Oh, yeah. You know it.
We'll definitely be down for.
Totally.
So, out of these 3, 2 out of 3 trailers aren't bad. Obviously watch all 3 and judge at your own risk. But Strays and To Catch a Killer, thumbs up for me. So more stuff to look forward to.
Well, all right. That's all the time we have for this week, and we appreciate you listening. Hope we gave you some great information to go out and watch some good shows. We had fun as usual, and we hope you enjoyed it as well. We would really appreciate it if you would give us a review or a comment. It really helps us out. And please follow us on Instagram at movies_munchies_moscato. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging.
Thank you, guys.